Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Field 68's last call. Do you think that you could take down a black bear?
No, hell no.
I'm going to try.
The first person that's going to die has got to be one of the black guys. So.
Cold cuts, they suck.
Are Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce going to get married?
Hell no.
Here we go. It's last call.
Oh man, I will never tire of the intro to last call between Jarrell McNeil and Randolph Childress. It is one of the funniest things. It gets me every single time because I'm not expecting it. Oh, what's going on, everybody? My name is Rob Doster. I have Kevin Sweeney of Sports Illustrated fame with me, and I have the legend Randolph Childress, and we are the Field of 68. This is last call. We are live on Stadium for the next about 28 minutes. Answering any questions that you are going to fire at us. This is Kevin Sweeney's first time in the hot seat on last call, and RC, I cannot wait for him to find out what is going to happen when we get to the end, when we get to the third block, and the questions start getting a little bit weird. So, you know what? I want to start with this. We didn't get to toast of the night in our episode After Dark tonight because we had a long and impassioned conversation about Chris Holtmann and Michigan and Juwan Howard, and I didn't want to cut away from that because I thought it was really, really good and insightful. So let's start with toasts of the night. For the people that don't know, we give out a toast and give out a shout out to the person or player or coach or team that had the best performance of the night. So Sweeney, you do the honors, man. Toast of the night.
Well, my toast goes to, it's Valentine's Day. How about a fitting one? Drew Valentine, Loyola Chicago. In my backyard, obviously. But those guys, man, came in last place in the A-10 last year in their first year in the league. Won tonight against St. Joe's. That's 12 wins in their last 14 games, and now tied for the Atlantic 10 lead. Just a phenomenal turnaround at a program, obviously, with expectations now after the Porter Mosier era. So cheers to Drew Valentine and Loyola Ramblers.
Yeah, that was the layup. Good job, Sweeney. RC, who you got? Toast of the night.
Man, my toast of the night is going to Mike Davis and the Detroit Mercy, getting their first win of the year. They're 1-26. They won today. IUPUI to Mike Davis and the Titans.
I will absolutely drink to Mike Davis and the Detroit Titans tonight. That was a hell of a win, man. It's nice when you finally get in the win column. And I do not say that facetiously at all. It's good to see them find that level of success. God knows they deserved it for putting up with an entire season. I'm going to stick in the A-10. UMass goes on the road and beats Richmond, who had previously been in first place in the A-10 all by themselves. Matt Cross had 16 points and 13 boards. Frank Martin has UMass in a place where they're now winning 16 games in the season. They're currently 7-5 in the A-10, and that allows your toast, Kevin Sweeney, Drew Valentine, to be tied for first place in the A-10, which has suddenly turned into like a really, really, really fun conference race. I don't know how many people are watching A-10 basketball right now, but it is thoroughly enjoyable watching these teams. A lot of great characters, a lot of interesting coaches, and a lot of interesting coaching dynamics. So cheers to UMass, Frank Martin, Matt Cross. As Goodman says, UMass. I hate the way that he says UMass, man. It bothers me so much. It's unacceptable the way that he phrases it. All right.
Don't worry,
let's get into,
we hate the way we say a lot of stuff, so don't worry.
That is very true. All right, let's get into the conversation here. Sweeney, I'm going to go to you on this one. It's from Jacob. Does last night's Syracuse win over North Carolina in the Dean Dome put them in the NCAA tournament field or not yet?
Puts them in the NIT field. Doesn't move all that close to the NCAA tournament. The metrics aren't great. Some bad losses as well with the home loss. The loss to BC is not great. The home loss to Florida State's not great. Look, I think they've done a good job to kind of right the ship, and I think Red at 7-7 in the league year one with all the turnover and trying to build a new identity has done a really nice job. But the Orange are relatively far from the cut line at this point, as far as I'm concerned.
He said it puts him in the NIT field, RC.
Man.
Cold-blooded.
Ooh, ouch.
Where do you stand? Are they close? Can they get there?
They got a ways to go. From the tournament, I agree with Sweeney a little bit. Maybe NIT now. NCAA, they got to finish strong. They got let's see what the schedule allows them to get some, maybe another game against Duke or something like that. They split with Carolina.
I'm
so
looking at it
obviously-
right now. This is how they finish: at Georgia Tech, at North Carolina State, Notre Dame at home, Virginia Tech at home, at Louisville, at Clemson. So it's very easy for them to at least go 5-1, potentially go 6-0, but there would only be one quad 1 win as things currently stand in that group, and they have a quad 3 loss, and they are currently only 5-8 against the top 2 quads. So
Can
I think they
can
got a
I
little
ask
bit of
Sweeney this? What about Pitt? What about Pitt? Pitt's a team I would ask you, does it have a chance?
Yeah, I mean, look, they're getting closer. They're certainly in the conversation just because they have the 2 elite road wins at Duke and at Virginia. Their non-conference schedule is 349th in the country per Ken Palm. That's really bad. Home loss to Mizzou is not great. But look, the thing that they still have opportunities at Wake Forest next week, at Clemson the week after that. Like, if they can win one more of these big-time road games, I think it's going to be hard to keep Pitt out. Especially, look, they can sell, hey, it took us a while to turn the corner. We were young, but look who we are down the stretch. Look how we're playing. If it's close, I think the committee does look into that. Of like, all right, who are the best teams right now? I think Pitt will have that argument if they continue to play like this.
Yeah, they've won 4 in a row. They've won 6 of 7, and if they're currently 16-8 overall. So if they can get to like 23 wins heading into the NCAA tournament, into Selection Sunday, I think you got a very real chance. They have 7 games left in the regular season in the ACC tournament. So I actually like them having a better chance to get there than Syracuse. All right. RC, this is from David. I think it's probably from David Bentley, maybe. I don't know. Did we overhype South Carolina, or was this just a bad night?
I think it's a bad night. I mean, Auburn is not 40 points better than them. Now, are they the 11th ranked team in the country? I don't know if I'd say we thought they were that, but they've earned it. They played their tail off. They've competed for the regular season title in the SEC. So 40 points is tough, man. I don't think that's a big disparity in any Power 5 conference outside of DePaul. I don't know in UConn. I don't know if there's a team from the top of their league to the bottom that's a 40-point underdog. So it's a one-off in my opinion.
You just threw DePaul under the bus. You drove over him. You reversed it. Then you drove back over him again. You said you think this is just a bad night. I will say for a fact that this was just a bad night, because this was like a 15-point game that turned into a 40-point game because it was on the road, and South Carolina was just like, you know what, like I'm done with this. I'm still in on South Carolina. I don't know if they're going to be able to win the SEC. I love their guards. I think Lamont's done a fantastic job down there. I think the way that he can kind of control the tempo with the way that he wants to play. And look, we didn't really talk about this with the whole Ohio State opening thing, but if there is a dude that plays Big Ten basketball anywhere in college basketball right now, like go watch a South Carolina game and tell me that you don't look at that and say, oh man, that's Big Ten basketball right there, baby. Oh, he's figured it out. That's what you got to do. All he needs is a 7'2", 320-pound white dude at the 5 spot, and then Lamont Paris is playing the.
I don't think we overhyped South. Well, I think we overhyped South Carolina having a top 15 team. I don't think that they're overhyped in terms of like, yeah, they're a tournament team. Yeah, they're dangerous. They play together. And to Rob's point about Ohio State, et cetera, like, I think if you're Ohio State, there has to be a little bit of you that looks around like, Wisconsin beats us in the league every darn year because they're just so disciplined and the whole's greater than the sum of the parts. And I kind of look at it like, all right, like, why not just get a Wisconsin guy to build that program at a place with more resources?
All right. Well, listen, I think I just kind of froze right there, but I am back, and I'm never frozen. I'm always here to have a good time. RC, is Ole Miss a contender or a pretender?
A contender to do what?
Contend.
Stop.
Listen, this is last call here on Stadium. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about Purdue and UConn, and we're going to talk about Detroit Mercy's court storm. Welcome back to Last Call here on Stadium. My name is Rob Dosser. I have Kevin Sweeney. I have Randolph Childress, and we are the Field of 68. And for the next about 18 minutes, we are going to be answering any question that you drop into the YouTube chat on the Stadium YouTube channel. We're not going to answer anything that gets us canceled, but I might just ask it, because you never know. We'll see what happens here. This is what we do on this show. This is Last Call. You never know what's going to happen. Sweeney, we're going to start with you on this one. It is from Kyle. Do you think it would be good for Purdue and or UConn to drop another game before tourney play starts so they're not too hot, if that makes sense? LOL. Okay, Kyle.
Look, yeah, I think the way I would frame it is this, right? Like, I think both of those teams are mature enough that, like, I don't think they're going to overlook anything in the NCAA tournament. That being said, would it be nice to have, like, get the 1 for 30 3-point shooting display that, like, you're going to have at some point in your year out of the way? Yeah, sure. Like, look, if I'm a fan, I'm not waking up in the morning and being like, you know what? Like, I hope we lose to Rutgers tonight, because then like we're sure to make a deep run in March. But like, yeah, I think if once that loss happens, I'm for sure spinning it that way, if nothing else.
RC?
I think they both will. They'll lose the game. I don't think these teams will finish out. We talked about UConn's schedule, having to go play Marquette. They got multiple games against the better teams in that league. I think they'll lose a game, and so will Purdue. I just think you get late in the year, it'll be a road game, I think, against a team where it's just their homecoming. You know, they just feel like, hey, everything's going their way. They're going to ride the momentum of the crowd. These are the top two teams in the country. I just, you started resting guys a little bit, rotation-wise and everything else, getting ready. So I don't think you look that far ahead, but I doubt if they run the table. I'd be surprised if they do.
Yeah, I don't think UConn runs the table. If you look at the way that their schedule ends, I think they lose at least 2 more games. My biggest thing with UConn is you saw them last year in January. Their toughest portion of the schedule started December 31st. They played at Xavier, at Creighton, and at Marquette in the span of 4 games, lost all 3 of them, and that turned into a spiral where they lost 6 out of 8. Can they avoid that spiral when they inevitably run into their toughest part of their schedule? Is the biggest question for me. I don't think if UConn runs the table and if Purdue runs the table, I think both of them have been through enough where it's not going to bother them. There are enough veterans that have gone through some shit, for a lack of a better phrase, on those rosters to be able to do it. All right. This question is from Alan, and it might be my favorite question of the night. What did you make of Detroit Mercy's epic one-man court storm after they landed their first win of the season? I don't know if you guys saw this, but there was just one dude on Dick Vitale court that stormed the floor, and everyone else was just kind of standing around saying, what the hell is this guy doing? Randolph, have you ever seen a one-man court storm before in the history of college basketball?
Hey, when you only get one win on the season, you get one person. So that's all they get. That's just, you be happy with that. So you get one person on there for your first win. You win more games, then you get more people. So we'll live with that. I've never seen with one person, though. I got to admit that.
Sweeney?
My favorite part of the whole thing is he runs out on the court and he's kind of like pointing, gesturing at people like, come on, like the water's fine. Like, get on in here. Like, let's go storm the court. And everyone else is like, no, like this is an absurd idea. What are we doing? So, look, that's the great thing about college basketball. You can get a moment even at Detroit Mercy versus IUPUI.
I'll tell you this much. If I was in the building, that man would not have stormed the court by himself. I would have been there next to him. I would have made sure that somebody, like, look at him. He's just dying for someone to celebrate with him. We got to win. It's the Titans, baby. It's Detroit Mercy basketball. How do you not get on that floor? It's the program that Rashad Phillips built. How do you not get on that floor with him? You got to get out there and celebrate. Come on, man. Get out there. It doesn't get any better than this. You've been waiting all season. It is currently February 14th. It is Valentine's Day. They started practice in September, right? This season is like 5 months old for these dudes. Can I at least get a couple fans on the floor so they can all jump around with the players and pretend like it's a big deal? You won your first game. You lost 26 in a row.
Hey, Rob, you know what might have happened? You know what I think happened? I honestly think this was happening. I think the fans were shocked that they won and really didn't believe it, and it just delayed. And I think if we had waited like 5 more minutes, we'd have got a court rush. We'd have got a bunch of people out there. They just was shocked, man. That's all.
They haven't won enough games. They don't know how to storm the floor yet. It's very
they
easy
didn't know
to
what
do.
it was.
You just run.
Like what?
You just
You know,
run
it's
to
a
the
bad
center
news
circle
bears, man.
and jump up and down like this. You just run. That's all you got to do. All right, Sweeney, this question is for you. RC clearly has the best one-liners on this network. Please discuss. That's from Ron.
That's a leading question. I don't disagree though, man. I mean, look, shit to sugar is legendary. It's got to get added to whatever promos, ads, everything we do. I fully endorse RC as number one-liner guy here at Field 68.
It's you Southerners, man. It's either you or T.O. because T.O. comes up with some stuff that I've just absolutely never heard of before, and he might as well be speaking a completely different language. But he's from like deep South. Like he's from like Tennessee South. So I don't know.
He got some twang when he say some stuff. I'm like, what? Like I need to start looking at the dictionary, like spelling it. Like, what is that? But no, I'll go with T.O. I'm gonna shout out T.O.
No, you're just trying to. You're up there, RC. You can say nice things about yourself.
Okay with it. I'm comfortable in my skin, man. It's Valentine's Day, man. I'm trying to spread some love. Since all the other guys, T.O. and Jeff and all them want to be all booed up and stuff, and we up working tonight, but it's cool. That's all right. We're going to get their ass robbed at the Final Four. They buying us drinks and dinner. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. You see, you know how it is, RC. All right, here's my this is from Kyle. Randolph, we're going to you first on this one. Would you rather listen to Rob talk UConn for an hour or have to debate Goodman for an hour?
Oh my God, Kyle, you son of a man. First of all, let me say this. I'm done with Rob. I'm done with Rob and UConn. I can't do it. If next time I go to Big East tournament, wherever it is, I'm sitting completely opposite end of the gym in the garden from him. I'm not sitting next to Rob at another UConn event. Through the Final Four, through the championship run, I'm done with that. So, but debate with Goodman for an hour, shit. That's like,
You might as well, instead of debating Goodman, you're just going to be sitting in a chair punching yourself in the head.
I might just get beat up by the chair. Yeah, debating Goodman for an hour, man. I don't know if I got the patience for that either. That's like asking somebody, do they want to get a prostate exam or a damn gunshot wound? I don't know if I want either. I think I'll pass on both of them. But if I'm forced to do it, God, that's a tough one, Kyle. We was at a bar.
All right,
we at the bar. I buy Kyle drinks the rest of the night because that's a tough one right there. I really need that. I'm stuck.
All right, Sweeney, what do you got?
Well, I don't know, man. I had to watch Rob Doster win a national championship with UConn last year. I think I'll take my chances with Goodman. I know it's a bad idea, but I'll take my chances.
RC, you'll appreciate this. Your guy Hot Balls called me the other day, and it popped up, and his actual name popped up on the phone because you know how it's like it shows up whoever owns the so I saw it. And I immediately stored it in my phone as Hot Balls. I don't want to know what his real name is. I just want to call him Hot Balls for the rest of his life.
I would never call him by his government name. He's Hot Balls. This is all I can call him.
He's Hot Balls from now on. Listen, we're going to come back here in just a second. And if you thought the questions were weird for the last segment, just wait until we get into the last one. Welcome back to Wednesday evening's edition. Well, actually, it's technically Thursday morning at this point, seeing as it's 12:21 in the a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the only legitimate time zone. Sorry, Sweeney, the resident Chicago native on the show. This is Last Call on Stadium. I'm Rob Doster. I got Kevin Sweeney. I got Randolph Childress. We are the Field of 68. And for the next 8 minutes, we're going to be answering any question that you decide to drop in the chat on either the Stadium app or the Stadium YouTube channel. We're going to start with this. It is from my man, Clint Sterner. RC, how does it feel losing game picks to a dog?
Oh, Clint, you bastard. No, sir, you know what? It was at least a French. It was a French bulldog, so I'm okay with that. At least it's an expensive dog, but I was a little hurt by that, man. I was a little disappointed with that. Even though I think they was cheating, I don't know who picked it up, and just we don't know. I don't know. I need live footage of that and covering up. But I was a little disappointed with that because I saw it. I thought that was pretty cool, and I'm mad I didn't do it. That's what really made me mad. I didn't think of doing this.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go grab RC a bunch of bottles of wine, right, and write down the different spreads in the bottles of wine. Just roll them down the hallway. He's gonna go run after it and grab the different bottles of wine. That's how you figure it out. Is that what we're doing? Sounds like it's something we can do at the Final Four. Yeah, there we go. Sounds like something we can do at the Final Four. All right, RC, this is a question from me. It's not from anybody else. Rate the dogs, the power rank the dogs that you wouldn't mind losing a picks competition to. Like, nobody wants to lose a picks competition to a bulldog, but like if you lose one to like a golden retriever or something like that, you probably don't feel too bad.
No, man, you got to get a tougher dog, man. Golden retrievers is like the nicest dog. They barely got teeth. They're like your grandmother, man. They barely got teeth. You don't want it. Losing to like a King Corso, Pit, Rock, Rockwaller, them the kind of dogs you want to lose to, man. You don't want to lose to no damn French bulldog, man. That's like a cute little any dog you can pick up and hold in your hand that you walk around carrying. You don't want to lose to no dog like that.
Did you know? Our friend Carter Elliott has a French bulldog, right? And do you know he bought a purse to be able to walk around with the French bulldog in?
I wish you wouldn't have told me that. I got to look at Carter a little different. I got to look at him a little different.
He said, "I wish you wouldn't have told me that." All right, this is from George. What is the perfect Valentine's Day date for me and my girlfriend? It's for you, RC, but Sweeney, I want you to weigh in on this too.
Sweeney, you go first. I want to see what you got in mind. You at your girlfriend place right now. What you got?
Yeah.
What you do? Let's talk about what you did first.
So we did a big time like seafood dinner on Saturday night because it was easier for everybody's schedules. And then tonight we had sushi delivery, had like a beautiful spread of sushi, hung out, gifts, chocolate, the whole works. So it was a good Valentine's Day over here. So that's what I would recommend. I think sushi dinner on Valentine's Day, it just plays well. It's classy, it's cool. I love sushi. I think a lot of people love sushi, so that's what I would do. Take her to sushi.
Okay, so let me ask you this: does she like sushi?
She loves sushi. Yeah, she absolutely.
You stuttering, dude. Like this is your first date or something? Like this your first Valentine or something? Is this like your first Valentine with her?
Okay. No.
All right. So for me, my wife likes flowers. So we did the flower. We do flowers. She likes dark chocolate. So I go to a place, Kerwin's. I got her dark chocolates as well. I got her scented candles. And I fixed dinner for her. So
you cooked?
And then it was an absolute amazing afternoon. And then I freaking had to come here and work with you guys. So thank God I'm at home and not on the road, because I felt bad that I set it up for somebody else. Because like hell, I'm sitting in the basement and I'm sitting here with you guys, and I had this great evening planned out. So,
RC, I've met your wife. She's come to the Final Four. She's delightful. I feel very confident in saying the best Valentine's Day gift that we could have given her was making you have to go to work.
Oh, true. This week, usually she feels like that, but today Listen, man. My wife, no, I'm romantic, man. I spend time. I enjoy
I
spending
can
time
see
with my
that.
wife.
I can see
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I did the same. I was on the Sweeney plane. I took my wife and I got reservations at our favorite restaurant in Philly on Friday night and went there. But I wasn't expecting this. She got me the Field of '68 colorway Jordans. I don't know if that comes through, but I woke up this morning and this was on the kitchen counter on the island, and I was like, okay, all right. I made a good decision. I made the right decision.
Damn.
All right, real quick,
Overachieved.
Sweeney. Yeah, I know, right? I'll keep my coverage. She reminds me of that every single day. Sweeney, you got 5 seconds. Would you rather have $1 million wired to you right now or flip a coin to win 10 million?
Flip the coin. Let's roll.
Mill.
RC.
Give me a mill.
Yeah, give me the mill. I don't want to walk out on zero. Give me $1 million. It's a horrible bet. Negative EV, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm a wimp. Listen, this has been the Field of 68. We are live on Last Call. We will see you guys tomorrow at midnight right here on the Stadium app and the Stadium YouTube channel. So for Kevin Sweeney, for Randolph Childress, for our producer Trevor Belize, my name is Rob Doster. See you tomorrow.